All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the official Trade Talk channel where I show you how I analyze price for the most consistent and higher probable entries to help you all become better traders. So Bitcoin is doing its thing, trading in a range, a very, very small range. If you go from like yesterday's low to say high, you're gonna see that you're like barely moving. Uh, Wait a minute here. Where is my thing? There it is. Sorry about that. Anyways, you can see the range is very, very small. 1.73%. Not that great. So there have been trading opportunities in it, but they're not that great, right? You don't get any continuation. So I am short from this little area in here, but as you can see, like this candle damn near stopped me out. I mean, my stop loss is setting right like that. Like it just missed my stop loss by a couple dollars. It was so close. But yeah, so my entry's like in here, and then my stop was above that right there. I didn't take it all the way above this one, just had it sitting above like a 4% loss. So it was really close to my entry, but almost got me, but it didn't. So I'm still sitting in it, and it's not really doing anything. As of right now, it's up 12%, which isn't terrible. But since I used leverage, if I close the position now, I might make a couple bucks, if that. You know what I mean? It's not really worth having open, but it is. I was watching this candle as it was coming up into hourly resistance there, and I was thinking about taking a new short because we do have a new exchange for U.S. customers. All right, and it is a MEXC company. I guess MEXC owns them. It's called Weeks, WEEX. So it's the same company as MEXC, just a different platform. I haven't had any trouble. No VPN, nothing like that. All I did was through Twitter over there. I mean, not Twitter, shit. USDT. They do not do USDC, but they do USDT, and they have a coin M margin futures contract, which is right there. So that way you can short the inverse swap contract if you hold Bitcoin in your bags or whatnot. So this is now an exchange that U.S. users can use. There is a description there is a link in the description. Apologies. But yeah, this is I haven't tried it out yet. I haven't even placed a trade. As a matter of fact, I've only transferred $100 over there. So I'll let you know more as we go on. There's no point in placing a trade now. That's why I was watching this hourly wick right there. I was gonna take a trade on it. It just didn't work out, right? Because I wanted it to tag 26092 and it didn't. So wasn't filled. So now it's too late. All right, but I'll let you know how this is. I mean, it's pretty much exactly the same as Bitget or any other exchange out there. The slider bar will not allow you to move in 1% increments, but if you want to use, say, 42x leverage, you can. You just got to type it in. All right, and then boom, right there you can see some random number, but everything else is pretty much the same. All right, link in the description if you want to use it. Like I said, only put as much money on exchange as you care to lose, okay? Because it's a new exchange, all right? I don't care who the parent company is. All right, so moving on. Bitcoin is starting to find a little bit of a droopiness here. We got the S&P 500s just rocking and rolling yesterday and today. Look at this thing. It's just flying to the upside. I took a couple trades on the NQ futures because, of course, with Tastyworks, not only can you trade options once you get approved for trading futures, you can trade futures also, and you do not have to trade futures options. For instance, if I go /MQ, that, /MNQ, that would be your micros, and you can actually trade this via chart where was it? I found it yesterday. There's an area where you can actually take your entries and orders here. You just want to make sure that you, on the internet platform, it hasn't a button for you to push options or futures. So for some reason, this doesn't give me that. All right here it would say single or options, and you would put it on single. So I have to figure out how to do that on this downloaded platform. But on the, like I said, on the internet platform, it has just a button. You touch it, and then boom, you're buying or selling futures. One contract on that. It'll move like every tick moves a buck. So be careful. That's on the macros. I found that out yesterday as I took the short. When we hit 15,000 on the macros, I took the short and made about 25 bucks, and it was really quick. I'm telling you, it moves very fast. So don't use more than one. Don't go in there hitting it with 100. You probably wouldn't have the buying power for it if it's a small account, but yeah, it moves very quickly. One contract is all you need in order to trade the macro futures on the NQ, because it's a big product. It's a $15,000 product. So you might want to try the MESs or something like that. That move a little bit slower, but still we got some moves to the upside. Something that I want to show you right here is the fact that on the NASDAQ, we have hit the expected move to the upside already. You can see here's Tesla already breached the expected move yesterday. So Tesla and Nvidia were the strongest two assets yesterday. That's why you have the NQ blasting through the top side of its expected move. So there you can see we are Tuesday. We're still above it. That is definitely a breach. I did some math. This indicator, for some reason, is not working the way it is supposed to. All right. There is a $307 expected move for all the way to Friday. And this isn't $307 wide. So it's simple. If you go from 1400, you would 14.7. So it would have to be like up into 15.7, up in that area, for it to be a $300 move. It's just not accurate on this for some reason. But it is on most stocks, right? It's just not accurate on the NQs. But you have breached that. And if you just go by the futures themselves, you will see that you are, well, yesterday you were 280 bucks. That's how big you moved in one day, $280. So you've already breached the expected move, is what I'm trying to say. So this is a pretty big move to the upside. We got Jackson Hole on Friday. I think that's pretty much the biggest news announcement that we got coming out this week. Let's see here. Sunday, August 20. All right, perfect. So I got only the 2 and 3 largest. So you got building permits again. I mean, there's just not really a whole lot of stuff. New home sales, not really much of anything in there. Jackson Hole Symposium is on Thursday. I thought Jackson Hole was on Friday. It's Thursday and Friday, I guess. So that's pretty much where you're going to see the volatility crank up, would be on Thursday and Friday, in my opinion. Now, we could also be making a fresh weekly high here. All right, there was the old weekly support, but here is last week's open. So these are areas where people will look to take potential short entries. So, and with futures, you can trade this thing right now, just like Forex or Bitcoin or anything else. We got stopped out of a Euro USD position. That's unfortunate, because now, as you can see, it is moving back to the downside. Very unfortunate. However, it stopped me out where the 3 o'clock candle. Like, that 3 o'clock candle is just, all you got to do is short it. If it's making fresh daily highs, short it. If it's making fresh daily lows, buy it. That's how you trade the London session. It's as simple as that. But you can see it traded up into this candle, stopped me out, and then it reversed. So when I woke up, got to my computer, it was already too late. The move was already happening. I never chase price. So, but I still have the pound short open. You can see how close it got to stopping that out. And we still have the USD CHF long open. And once again, you can see just how close it got to stopping that out. However, now the dollar is starting to move. All right, so here we are. Are we going to break out? A lot of people are calling this a failure. It is not. What it is accumulation under resistance. That's not failure. All right, here you are, 4 hours, and you're right back testing that area. All you got to do is get above that high right there, and this thing is probably going to get up to 104. All right. We are looking for it to break out, unfortunately. And I've already went over this. The reason why is because it gave back that intense, huge move to the downside. It gave it all back, and it gave it all back quick. I mean, quick. 1 month, right? 1 month, and it just sucked all of that away. There is the high of the down move, and you can see with this wick right there, you have priced this entire down move out of the market. Since it is a descending wedge, those are bullish formations where people look for them to be bullish formations. So it's just a matter of time before this thing breaks out. All right. When this breaks out, it's going to help the USD Swissy long. It is not going to help this because the USD JPY is absolutely weak as it can be. All right. So I want to close this on a couple down days, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get him. So this position will be broken or cut at least in half, so I can go ahead and pocket $1,500 from the trade, and then we'll just leave it there and see what happens. The stop is right with it. You can see it says stop loss right there. So if it gets up here, it'll stop out this short. All right. We did take money. A lot of money was made on this trade. So I'm not really too worried about it if it does stop me out, but I do want to at least collect some of all of this that I lost, right? Because all of this move up took away from that, and also I have to pay to sit in the short because of the carry. Excuse me. So let's go back to the NQ because it is looking like it is trying to make a little bit of a move here. Let's go into 5 minutes. See right there, there's last week's open. So if we could get a tag back up into this area, we may look to take a little bit of a short trade here. All right. I just got to figure how to get this thing clicked over to futures. Maybe somebody in the chat, like Ray, can tell me if Ray is in the chat. Are you in the chat, Ray? Ray. I do not see Ray. Thank you so much for the super chat. Aaron, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Thank you so much. Somebody go get Ray and tell him to come here and tell me how to make this into futures. Trading futures here. I'll pull it up on the other screen and I'll just log in that way. Just give me 1 second because for some reason it works better, or it's easier to navigate between the different trading styles. I'm setting into losing positions in the options account. You can see right here is the year-to-date P&L. So it is moving up. It is almost at a 10% gain. But I am setting in 3 losing positions, not 2, sorry, 3 losing positions. I took a long on oil yesterday, and I bought Chewy. Chewy was an AI trade, and Walgreens was an AI trade. So both of those I'm sitting in. This morning they're going to be a little bit better, but not so much. So right now, according to this, they're still down, right? And oil is down as well. And oil, I will close it. Oil was down a lot worse. Oil was almost at the point where I had to close it, or it would have been a 1% loss. Where is it? There it is. So nice. We're getting this nice move. Once it gets back to the yearly opening range, I'll close the position for break even. I'm trying to talk while I'm getting logged in. It's weird. You got to log into 2 different things on the internet platform. Unable to contact server. Please try again. It's probably because I'm already got the other one open. All right. So I'll pull it over here. All right. So this is the tastytrade web browser. All right. This is the browser. And like I said, here's the MQ, and I already have it set up. If I go see right here, it says asset type. You can do options. It shows the option chain, or single. That means you want to buy or sell just based off of this, right? One. That's what you want. You do not want 100. You want one. One. Just by buying one, like, which I don't want to buy it. Let's go say we're going to sell it. Look, it requires $2,000 worth of buying power to trade one contract on the NQ. So you got to have at least $2,000 in the account to trade this. And if you start going red, which you will really quick if you take a trade in the wrong place, this will start to go up quickly. Like that'll turn into $1,900 required. Whenever you are losing in your positions, your buying power goes up. So it's very important to make sure you have plenty of buying power. All right, or you will get a margin call. But I wish they would do this on their download platform, right? I wish they would put that little button here as well. I guess there it is. I just tagged futures, but where's the chart? I want to trade the futures, but I don't want this. There's got to be a way. Because you can do it on the tick chart. Sorry. You can do it on a tick chart. You can do a 2 ticks or a 144 tick. A 144 tick is a 5-second chart. 5-second chart. Each candle is 5 seconds. That's 144 ticks. If you do the tick chart, I mean, it freaking flies. It's hard to keep up with. See? Like, all of this we just missed. It's almost impossible to keep up with it. I'm surprised the platform can, but yeah, this is what I like. So if you're gonna trade futures until I get the platform figured out, the downloadable platform, you can trade it this way because you can see your chart while you're in your position, and then if you sell, obviously you got to buy to get back out. But it's awesome. I've never had a futures account in my life. I've only traded Forex, options, stocks, crypto. I've never traded futures like on the S&P 500. I just trade the SPY or the Qs, right? That's how I do it. But now I can actually partake on the actual futures, which is fun. It's fun. So be trading a lot more of that. All right, so here we are, open on the day. And yeah, Chewy's almost in the profitable territory. Oil is still a ways to go. And then Walgreens, this was down almost $36 yesterday. So I'm holding it because it was an AI stock, right? And all the AI stocks that's been looked at over time seem to produce winners, lots of them. Like I've looked at a lot of sample sets, and if you hold them for a few days, they end up working out better than just where if you day trade them. However, Brian day trades them more, but he's opening like 500 positions a day. So we don't want to do that. We want to make it simple. We want to get in, set in it for a couple days, make a couple bucks, get out. That's the way you grow an account, a small account especially, right? It's so hard to grow a small account. Start out with $5,000, but you can make 10% on 2,000 easy too. Once you start to get up to where you have more buying power, like once you get up to around 10 grand of buying power, that's when you can literally watch the account just fly because you can take more positions, more positions. I could take all the positions I want right now because I've got $4,800 worth of buying power, right? So I can sell some calls or whatnot. So let's do that real quick. And also that will be in the signals room. Let me just put this in real quick. We want to sell a call on the, let's use the MQ. Because it's the one that's actually technically viable because it's testing last week's open. So we'll trade it. We'll go out, I don't know, 70 days. Let's see what we get at a 9 delta. Nah, I don't like that spread. That is absolutely god awful. The ES is better. All right, let's pull up the MES and then let's go look at the ES, see what it's doing. The MES and the ES are two different products. And with TradingView, I do not have up-to-date data. It's lagging by 15 minutes. So all I got to do is go into charts here, pull out the flexible grid, and I want it on a 5-minute time frame. Let's pull it up over here on Tesla. It's just /MES, and this is up-to-date data. All right, let's go to the weekly time frame. We still got a long ways to go before we're testing last week, but we are testing the midpoint and old support right there, right? So the Qs look better, but the macro Qs look like crap. Let's go to the Qs. Let's check the Qs. If we tagged last week's open, we damn sure did. We're well above it. Well above it. That's because there was a gap. So we'll use this instead of the gap. Use that. And what we can do is we can sell 390 calls. Maybe. Let's check the buying power. We want to go out by 87 days. Go down to about a 9 delta. As that'll get you 2 standard deviations away. Yeah, there's plenty of... it's going to take a lot of buying power to do it. But we'll do it. You know what? Let's not do it. That would take too much buying power. That would leave me with less than 1,000. Yes, this is the better choice right now with the buying power. That's what I'm saying. Once you get to where you have like 10 grand worth of buying power, you can take positions on a lot of different things. So we'll just do it on the MES just because. All right, we'll go out 70 days. Where we want. Come on, deltas. Let's go. Wow. So you're telling me this is not even hardly 1 standard deviation. All right. Let's go out longer. Where was I just on? 87. Let's go 114. So we get something here. But you're absolutely close to the expected move here. But still you'll make 47.50 or close to it. We'll do this at the mid. And we'll just put that order in and send it. And when we get filled, we'll be sitting in that. That takes way less buying power. But you can see that it's already had a nice little move to the downside. These are 1-minute candles as far as I know. I can't change them. Yeah, they're 1-minute candles. All right. So it's already had a nice little move to the downside, but we'll see what happens here. Also, looking at the advanced decline line is a good way to look at how everything is actually moving. We don't want the heat map. We want index watch, and we want S&P 100. So obviously everything is structured bullish. You got 73 advancing and only 28 declining. All right, so you usually, when you want to put on bearish positions, you want this number to be like 88 to 90, because then that means you've only literally got like 10 stocks that are up. But absolutely right now it's inverse to the bullish side. So we'll see how this plays out. A couple of these things are actually moving very good. Lowe's is up. MDT, I don't know what that is. Tesla, of course. EMR. Where is NVIDIA? Right there. NVIDIA is just slightly down on the day. So we'll see how it plays out. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Johan. Good morning, Slopback, everybody. Weeks, website, all in Chinese. Yeah, but I got it in English. Order book, market trades. Go right up here, my man, where it says this language. Just go to English and click USD, right? And it's all in English. Order history, order history. I can read all of it, right? All in English. But it is a Singapore-based company. That's why I say, I mean, yeah. Just was all I was doing was trying to find an exchange where it was easy for people to be able to trade it, get on without having any of these like prompts that say you can't trade here, stuff like that, right? This one I signed right up to it. Email, this, that, boom, in. And deposited money. I was gonna go with BitTrue, but it was just too much. I had too much difficulty setting it up, and I had a BitTrue partner helping me. So for an individual U.S. citizen, if you don't have that guy helping you, it would just make it a pain in the ass, right? Because it was doing the same thing, saying you are a U.S. citizen, yada yada. But this one didn't. I got right in, and there's the deposit right there. I could take a trade if I want right now. It's just Bitcoin isn't doing anything that I want to buy it. It's below weekly support. Why is the weekly support not there? Oh, okay. I see what I did there. It's last week. It's this stuff over here, support. But you're trading under last week's support. But that weekly support is where I said you could be a buyer, because you can see here that it's been tested a couple of times if you think Bitcoin's going to go up, which it could, right? I mean, that was a hell of a move to the downside there. And monthly support's all the way back up there, right? Yearly supply, that's where Bitcoin obviously struggled to go any further, and then the dump. But what I like about the dump so far is that we've been trading for 4 days and you haven't gotten downside continuation. That is good. Usually, if you're going to see more downside continuation, you would see that happen, day after day after day. We just didn't get that. We got one big down day, then an inside day, and then all the other days have been inside. A lot of inside days there. So, I mean, until you get outside of Friday's range, you're still inside. So 25,937 would be the area to look to be a buyer if you're bullish. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's bullish, but there is a very important moving average coming through there, and it is the 4-year simple. All right. That's that gray line right there, the 4-year simple. So we definitely want to get back above that. If you start closing dailies above that, it might be good. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results, of course, but you can just go back in time and look how this thing performed, right? There was the pandemic right there. So even though we got a nice, huge dump, like that was a 50% dump. That was a big dump. This candle was green, but you can see how you traded sideways for multiple days and then got above it and then took off. Can that happen here? Yeah. Is it likely? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like Bitcoin has the hype around it anymore. I guess too many people lost too much money from buying at $60,000, $70,000. And now they just don't want to mess with it. And the US is making it difficult for people to even mess with it. It's taken a lot of hits. So this is the area that I'd be watching. I don't necessarily think that if you get above it, that's going to be the reason why Bitcoin would move higher. It's just a moving average. It's all it is. You could put the 200 week in there as well, and you can see that the 200 week is much higher than that 4 year. So, but these are the areas it's got to get back above if we are going to see any bullish continuation. You have completely priced out the good news. The good news came from when we heard the BlackRock signed up for an ETF. You've priced all that out. That entire move is now priced out. So this is an area where people would be a buyer. All right. It's just like anything else. Long-term buyers, they like to buy when something is of value. And I don't know why any other, like why Bitcoin, the 4 year. I mean, that's pretty specific, isn't it? I guess it has something to do with the halving. Seeing how the halving is every 4 years, they put a 4 year moving average on it, and it's been acting similar to the 200 week, but it's a little bit lower. We're trading under it now. So if buyers are going to show up, if any time buyers are going to show up in the rest of 2023, they need to do it now. This is the opportunity. If it continues to dump, it's going to stop a lot more people out, and a lot more people are going to get out of their positions. It's as simple as that. You have lost your uptrend. All right, I don't care how you put the line on there. A legit uptrend is done. It's over with. It broke down, right? That's every single low from the beginning of the year. The lowest low 2 days before the yearly open. You got a test of it there. Test of it there. Didn't get there, but then you broke right through it. So your uptrend is broken. A lot of people are short this asset. A lot of people are short Bitcoin stocks, Mara, Riot, MicroStrategies, Coinbase. All of those have high short floats. A lot of people think Bitcoin's going down. So I hedge for that. Just hedge for it. Nvidia open went high. Open with a high of year today. Did it? It might have, because yesterday it was screaming to the moon. I was watching Tesla yesterday. I took a short trade on Tesla, and it was a good trade. I made $70 on it. So that took care of those losses that I'm setting in, to say the least. But the short trade, yeah, you're right. Fresh year high. You got earnings coming up too tomorrow. I can't sell calls on this. This is too volatile, and it requires like 18 grand in buying power. So I can't do anything with Nvidia. I could buy a put, but I just don't. I just don't. Those puts move, right? Like that Tesla. I bought a put, one put. It was in the money. So the trade itself costed like $650. And as soon as Tesla rolled over, I took profits. I got the hell out of it because it just moves too quickly. I'll show you exactly where. I'm not going to, like those kind of trades, I'm not going to put those kind of trades inside of the Discord. The reason being is they're too volatile, right? It's too volatile. If you don't know when to get in, when to get out, all yada yada, you're going to get hurt. So right there is where I took the short trade, right? I was watching the 1 minute time frame, and once it got up into there, 229, 230, I bought the 230 put, and it started to roll over. So roughly right in here is where I closed the trade out. And I'm glad I did, because for the rest of the day, it found support at the first breakdown area and then blasted off. Why did I wait? Because Tesla was already breaching the expected move. Right here was the expected move to the upside. I just kind of figured that it was going to continue to go above the expected move. And it did. And it was just good timing on my part, is all it was. But yeah, that's too volatile of a trade. There's today, but this is yesterday. So right here is where it was tagging the expected move. And then you can see 4 minutes later, it got above the expected move and had big, strong, huge candles. This little part right here, I thought I was too late, but then I got another move to the upside, and boom, 230. That's where I was looking, and that's where it rolled over. But it just rolled over for a few minutes. So like I said, it got in here. I was bailing, baby, bailing. Because this was the strong, Nvidia and Tesla were the strongest stocks on the day, right? The strongest. They were rocking and rolling. Today it gaps way up, way up. This is a short squeeze, naturally. And if we just pull up the charts here, put Tesla back on there, you'll see that it is gapping well above its expected move. So this was the range that was expected. So the weekly options did not price this in at all. Very good, right? So where did you trade to? You traded close to the midpoint of last week's expected move, which is taken based off of the Friday close. So that's, even if it gaps down, this is where we consider the stocks pretty much open, right? Even if it opens here. So you're well above the weekly open based on candlesticks, but if you go on Friday's close, you didn't test it yet. You could get there easily. That's where I'd potentially start looking for shorts. And then if it breaches that and continues higher, then we'll leave it alone. We'll wait for it to show signs of fatigue. Let's go put on a moving average over here. Let's see where it's going. Yeah, it's getting up there, right? It went to all the way to oversold. Of course, people are going to buy it. It's in an uptrend. You're bullish on the year. Even though you broke the 21 and the 50, it doesn't mean that it's over on the daily time frame. It's just an area to start looking for entries. So you got 2 daily reses there if you want to look for shorts on Tesla. If, you know, I don't think I would mess with it because the overall market is up. Right? It doesn't look like it here. It looks pretty much mixed, but it's definitely overall up. Oh, it's getting more mixed. That might be good for shorts. So, yeah. A couple stocks are flying, but overall, it looks like a pretty mixed day so far. Nice. Good stuff. But yeah, Jackson Hole is going to be the biggest thing that's going to cause volatility this week. I've heard read a lot of people thinking that you're going to have an up move for the beginning of the week and then around Thursday or whatever roll back over. But they're expecting the market to roll over because they're bears. You know what I mean? Bears always expect the market to roll over. But that it doesn't always do that. So here we go on the daily. We got several levels here, but I don't think I would take a short based on that. That short call I sold, that's different. That's a time-based trade. That's different. Like, I'm not looking for this thing to roll over today. It's still working. I still haven't gotten filled on it. Oil's going back down now. So, look at Chewy. It's getting killed again. Damn it. That's ugly. That's ugly. Walgreens, $28. It's the best looking one where it was the worst looking one. Yeah, oil is just struggling. I probably should have been paying attention to oil. Let me go back to oil. See if it got up there. It did not. I don't know why it's down so much. I mean, right here is my entry. Well, let's go see where the entry is. It tells you where the entry is. Trade price, 370. So 370. So that means I bought the 79.50s. 80s. I bought the 80. So the 80s right there. but it has to go up a couple bucks, or at least $1.50 to get it back to where I paid for it. I paid for it up there. We'll see what it does. It's trying to move up, but it doesn't look good. I was buying it simply on a retest of the yearly opening range, and it fell right through. Plugh. And then this was the last support. It broke that. But we are getting a nice little bounce now. But is this a selling opportunity? Right? This could be a selling opportunity for oil. I don't know. We'll see. Can you check out silver? I'm in a long position with a swing trade target $28. Damn, I keep doing that. Yeah. Could you tell me why you're targeting $28, Tony? You're targeting a price that's nowhere near any range that you're in right now. Your max target, profit target on this should be here. 24.76. That is monthly resistance. Here's your yearly opening range. It looks a little like Bitcoin, doesn't it? Right? Gets above its yearly opening range, which Bitcoin hasn't fell below its yearly opening range. But the reason that you never look above resistance is simple. Look at this monthly close right here, and then look at this, right? It traded right up to and above resistance and fell. So if you got long in this month's range, this should be your target. Nothing more. Nothing more. You are making a baseless target up here. Yeah, it's total monthly res, but that's a long ways away. Look at the quarters. The quarters are showing you that you are making lower bullish closes. Here's the highest bullish quarter close that you've made since here, and it's still lower than resistance, buddy. All right. So I'm not trying to beat you up or make you sound dumb, right? It's just most people don't understand trading. You need to stick within the range. Your profit target, stop loss, everything, depending on the range that you're trading. If you're looking for a $28 target, just go to your quarterlies and see if it's even possible that it can get up there, right? Like each close on the bullish side was lower. Here's your next bullish close. Look, it's lower. Where's your next highest bullish close? Here. And guess what? It's lower. Where's the next highest bullish quarter close? There. Guess what? It's lower. You see what I'm saying? So you don't try to take profit targets way outside of an area that's clearly showing you that it can't get to or probably won't, right? Probably won't. So here's going to be quarterly support. Let's see. We got monthly support right there as well. Get rid of the moving averages. We only care about moving averages on daily and weekly time frames because, it's just for intraday trading or whatnot, intra-range trading. So here is weekly support, monthly support. All right. You opened, you don't even have an up move. It's a straight bottom, like just a flat top candle, straight down since the candle opened, which was August the 1st. Straight down. So a $28 target is probably out of touch. Out of touch. Long with a swing trade. Okay, so where are you long from? That's another important thing that I need to know, my man. Where are you long from? Because if you're sitting in a losing trade right now, I would tell you to close it because you're under the yearly opening range. Look at the yearly open, right? Chop, 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 dump. Finds a yearly low and then goes up, makes a yearly high. Then you come down, then you go up, you stop out the yearly high, then you trade back under, yearly open, back to it, above it for a few days, back under it, back up, back down. Like, it's choppy. You're trading inside your yearly range. This is your yearly low. This is your yearly high. Your yearly high is 26,113. You shouldn't be looking at 28. Good morning, Heath. Do you have any options on that gas? Oh, opinions? Yeah. Yeah, I'll look at it in a minute. If you're sitting in a losing position, I mean, is it possible that this continues to move up? I don't think it will, because I think the dollar's about to break out. Okay? If the dollar breaks out, which it's right now in the process of doing as we speak, silver is going to go lower. If it breaks out, this thing could run. So if you're sitting in a losing position, close it. If you're not sitting in a losing position, say you just opened up silver yesterday, take profits. Move your stop to break even. Why did I put a period there? It's like impulse to just put gold in always. Like if you bought it down here, yeah, I would take profits, move my stop to break even, and just see what happens. That's all you can do as a trader. We can't predict what price will do. But you definitely want to trade inside of the ranges, all right? If you're new to the channel and you don't understand what I'm talking about, just stick around, right? Stick around. If you're swing trading, that means you're looking to hold it for a week or longer. So you can just watch weeklies, right? What happened here? It traded down to weekly support. So now you got a nice little move to the upside, but you still haven't tested this week's open yet. So like this would be where I would have been looking to buy on silver. Why? Because that was the weekly close. That is support. All right? On this day right here, or any day through there, you could have bought it. Put your stop loss under support. You don't have to get it under all these wicks. You can just put it right under that bearish candle right there. That would be your entry stop. Your attitude one. Take trade profits, move stop to break even. If you bought it up here, close the trade, because this spike up right now is more than likely, like I said, if the dollar continues to move up, is going to get sold off. You're just, yeah, I mean, it's choppy inside the year. So I wouldn't have a target higher than this. It's going to find resistance at the yearly open again if it gets back up there. If this thing is in fact rolling over, which one couldn't necessarily say that because you are trading in the middle of the yearly range, a little bit higher than the middle of the yearly range. But this is your yearly open, this is your high, there's your low. So those should be at best targets. Yeah, a lot of things that are trading next with the dollar are getting pummeled. Here's Aussie dollar. This was the yearly low on Aussie dollar. And when Aussie dollar was up here, I was telling people that it was more than likely coming down here. So I got short on this push up right here. Right there is where I got short. I shorted that supply level right there. And then that's how you swing trade, right? I'm picking a target that is clearly within the realm of possibility. The reason I picked to the downside is because we got above the yearly opening range not once, but twice, and both times failed. That tells me what? There's a ton of supply up here. All right? So you look for the shorts. It's not as clear, though, on silver. It's just not. I mean, it's a rejection. It's a rejection of the yearly opening range. You got 3 of them there, there, and there. And yes, you got like nice moves above, but what happened? It rejected. So where's the supply likely setting? Here. I would say it's setting right there. I would say that's where the supply is setting, roughly around 24 bucks. Because that's where it's rejected. Look at this candle breakdown. Boom. That put that line right there that I just randomly placed right at the midpoint. What happened when you got here? Did you get bullish continuation? You got 2 days of bullish continuation. You broke down for 3 days, 2 days up, down 1 day, up. Then you ran. So this is more than likely going to be sold into, and it will probably happen roughly right in there. You got a daily supply zone there, and that's also right in real close to this weekly's open. So yeah, it held support, but if it is going to continue down, which if the dollar goes up, it will. I don't see any reason why silver would have more demand than gold or anything trading versus the dollar right now. There's just too much stuff going on in the world. But hopefully that helps you. And I hate it when people take trades up here, right? And they pick random crazy targets based on a Fibonacci or some other thing that they're using. They just don't know how to analyze price. You got to stick within the ranges, always. If you're swing trading, watch the monthlies, weeklies, okay? Find out where your monthly range is last month. All right, last month. What's last month's range? There and there, right? So you would be a buyer here or a seller up there. That's it. Yeah, I know. It's only a $2 move, but still. You can use like a lot of leverage with this if you're trading on a CFD. It's just like a Forex pair. That would be a monthly range target, right? Short this, buy there. Buy here, short there. Or sell there. You're always selling above. You're always buying under. That would be my target. If I was looking for a swing trade on silver, I would either buy it here to look to sell it up there, or I would look to sell it up there and then get out here. All right? Because you don't expect a breakout. You can't expect a breakout because breakouts don't always happen. Here's one, right? There's a breakout right there. And then you got a month of continuation right there. But what happened? Boom, boom. Retest of resistance, dump. This to me looks like it's going to go lower. All right. This looks to me like it's going to go lower. And would I target all the way down here if it does break down? No. I would just target the lowest low. I would just target the lowest low if I got to move lower than resistance or support. And it's that way on every single time frame. If you are a day trader, you look at yesterday's range. When you have a big move, you don't look at yesterday's range because it's an outlier. But you would be looking to sell here, buy there, as far as the day trade is concerned. The entire range you can use, like here is the entire range of this day. So if you were to take a trade on this day, above this, you're looking to be a buyer. Where is your target? That's it. That's it. That's your target. Nothing more, nothing less. We always leave a small piece on when we take profits, just in case we get continuation. So like when I shorted Bitcoin here because of resistance, it failed. It was also testing the 50, so I shorted it. On this move here, it broke down below support, which was there. So upon tagging that level, I took profits, moved my stop to break even. And then I have just 30% of the position riding, but that 30% of the position has doubled the account. Okay? There's where you make your money in trading, when you get that, but you don't ever plan for it. That's where people mess up. You don't plan for it, because even though I say I think price is going to do something, I don't know what price is ever going to do. We just tagged weekly support. I don't know what price is ever going to do. So I can't say I expect price to do this. I can say it, and oftentimes you hear people say it, but it's still never going to be better than a 50-50 coin flip, right? The way to even out those odds is with futures and options. That's the way to make your odds better. But as long as you're taking directionally biased trades, no matter how good of a price analyst you are, you never have a better than a 50% chance of making 1 penny or more on any trade ever. It's just the facts. So, yeah, this is resistance. I want to sell there. Did that make money? Damn sure it did. If it went up there and then went down there, right? We don't know what it did. But you can look at this candle, because this candle's wick traded above resistance and then dropped, right? But this is the area where we're looking for the low end. That's support. That's weekly support. So if you were short, like, I should have taken profits on that trade right there, because that's as low as I expect it to go. That's the range. And then day after day after day, it will set in a bigger range. Like, for instance, here, right? We like the closes for entries, but you can see, obviously, this thing traded well above the close. But this just gives you an idea, right? Right down to where? Weekly support, bounce down to where? Weekly support, but where did it close? Back above. Where did it go? Boom, right back to resistance. Where did it go? Down to support. Okay, that's how price works. This is what we're capitalizing on. We're sellers here, we're buyers there. That's just as simple as that. If the price gets up there, we take our profits, we move our stops. If we're short Bitcoin, we sell up here, we get down there, you take your profits, move your stop. I take profits much quicker than that, because I just want to get my risk out of there. Get in, and then as soon as I'm up a good 2 to 1, or even sometimes 1.5 to 1, just depending on what price action is doing, I take profits, move stop to break even. That way, if you do get that breakdown, like say this does break down, right? Then this part right here is going to make more money ultimately than me selling here, taking profits there. Yeah, I made whatever, 5-10% on the trade, but this right here is going to be 20, 30, 40%, right? It's going to make more money than the first initial trade. And you did all of that based on no risk outside of unrealized P&L. There was no way you can lose money on the trade. You can lose the unrealized P&L, but you can't lose money from your account. Your money is already put back into the account with profits. That's a done deal. So even if you do lose the unrealized P&L, you still have a profitable trade. And that's what you got to learn how to do day in, day out. Or as a swing trader, month in, month out, right? But you got to know, you have to know how to analyze price. Quit watching all these other YouTubers out there because they don't know what they're talking about, right? They're talking about price action that happened 5-6 years ago. Guess what? Traders are not basing their trading decisions today on what happened 16 years ago, or here, for instance, right? It doesn't matter. The past is the past. Right here is where traders decided to make a decision on Bitcoin. Why did they do that? Because it was the yearly open. So they took their profits and they bought it. Zoom, up she goes. All right? But at the beginning of the year, you can be a buyer or a seller. It doesn't mean you're going to make money. It does not mean you're going to make money. But once you know how to analyze price better, you will get better entries and exits. But I do not believe silver will hit your $28 target. I am so sorry. Good morning, Nvidia. Yep. Hi, year. Hello, team. What's up, Michelle? How do I join your Discord, Dreamer? There's a description. There's a link in the description. I have a hard time saying that for some reason today, but there's a link in the description. You want to join Patreon, and you want to do the mid tier, the middle tier. That's how you get into the Discord. There's links for everything in the description. Brokerages, Patreon, everything. But yeah, I can't see the description, can I? Yeah, I can. I can pull it up right here. Here, I'll give you the link to the description, or the link to the Patreon. All right, there you go. Hi, we still gay in here? Yeah, always, always, always gay. Myrna, MRNA. I think a lot of people were talking about buying this because it's cheap. I mean, look at what it did on that pandemic run. Jabus. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the stock used to only go up, but it went down, and it went down severely bad. Let's see what we lost here. 80%. So I always got to ask myself, why did this stock drop 80%? Like 80%. That's as cheap as you can get a stock. 80% off. Yeah. So, I mean, I would buy it based solely on that it's cheap. There's no technical reason to buy it. You're kidding me. This thing's only been trading for 5-6 years. Wow. This is the pandemic year, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years is all Myrna's been trading for. But you can see the yearly candle. That's your yearly candle. And does it look like it's looking to turn around? It could. And I'll give you a reason why, technically, because you took out that year's low, which is 2021. The pandemic happened here. Oh, but the Fed started buying assets, so that's why everything ran to the moon. Yeah, so you took out the 21 yearly low. So I could be a buyer on a retest of the 21 yearly low. Okay, sorry. So yeah, you took out the 21 yearly low. What's the next target in sight? Nothing. Do you really honestly think Myrna's going back down to $10? I don't. So yeah, I think you could get long, but you need to wait for a retest of a support. So far, the only support you have is right here. Okay. You want to buy on bearish closes, dailies. That's where you look to be a buyer. The trend is epically down. There's your yearly open. Up at 180, you're setting at 103. So it's epically down. Could that be the low? It could be. So you could wait for a retest of demand. 106.24, you could be a buyer there. Just make sure you're not levering up, obviously, because if you can break through that level, you can make a fresh yearly low. In fact, a lot of people would look at this as a bullish or a bearish bounce, and that's it. But we could buy it. Technically, when we do our day trades, as long as we're above the 50 and as long as we're above the 21 on a closing basis, then we can look for bullish entries, simply because the trend has possibly changed. Doesn't mean it has, because right here, you had daily closes above the 21 and you failed. Right there, you had daily closes above the 21 and you failed. Right there, you get the drift, or you get my drift. So, but yeah, a retest of 106.24 or 103.26, I would say one could be a buyer, with the yearly low being your stop, your risk, the yearly low. All right, let me go see who's hollering at me over here. XXY, I thought you were going to take profit every time. Yeah, I do. Wait, I thought you were going to take profit every time the remainder makes 2-3x. Are you still holding the entire? Yes. But I don't know if he's in the live stream or not. Yes, I'm still holding it. And the reason is because I already took profit on it. Okay? So like the unrealized P&L on the Bitcoin trade is huge. Will I cut it down? I will. Why haven't I done it yet? Because I see downside continuation trying to happen right now today, right? So why take profit? Why go ahead and cut that in half when I have an opportunity to potentially get it lower? If I can get it lower, then I'll have more money. So I'm just kind of watching it. If we start closing dailies above this 4-year moving average, then I'll take at least half of that unrealized profit off the table. Hopefully that answers your question if you're in the live stream. All right. I got a short Euro USD, sold the 545 15-minute candle target, hit Friday's low. Yeah, Euro USD sucks because it came up here and it stopped me out and then it went lower. You prick. I'm sorry, YouTube. You butthole. Right? It sucks. It happens. It's trading. I got this one kind of open, sort of. It's not looking great. I'll be honest with you. This one definitely not looking great. This one looks okay. But it's rejecting the 50, which is not great. For some reason, the pound is the strongest currency on the year. And it's there. I don't know why. It just is. So we'll see what happens there. Never mind the 4-year. Like I said, the only reason I think the 4-year moving average has any merit on Bitcoin is because of the 4-year market cycles. That's the only reason I can think of. There's not really 4-year market cycles in currencies. Currencies just chop, right? Then they sometimes they trend, but then they reverse, and it's just crazy. They're just crazy. But yeah, I was short the pound and the euro based on the fact that I thought the dollar is going to break out. So the dollar is trading at highs. Why isn't the pound trading at lows? Right? Like the dollar is about to break out, right? It's trading up at its highs, but the pound is not trading down next to its lows. Why? Because this thing is stronger than the dollar for some effing reason that I can't figure out. We have the same interest rate, so there's no carry. The pound has a lot higher inflation than we do. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're holding long pound positions because they know the BOE has to continue to hike interest rates. Maybe that's the reason they're buying this. The market planning ahead, right? The pound has such high inflation, it's going to have to continue to hike rates, therefore buy support. I only sold it based on dollar strength. But I also had a short there. It just got stopped out. My short on Aussie dollar, though, is still doing good, right? That's where I'm short from on the Aussie dollar, that exact price. Took the short right there. And I'm still holding it. I took profits, obviously, on this move down. Why? Because support is there. Support was there. So I took profits. This is your bearish close. That's support. So I entered there, take profits here. I probably took profits higher than there. If there was like an hourly support or something above that, that's where I would have taken it. And then I've gotten all of this downside continuation. And this downside continuation paid me more than the initial trade itself, which I'm still sitting in. Since I'm still sitting in it. And as far as I know, let's see here. Interest rates on Aussie is 4.10. So we have a higher interest rate than Aussie does. So I'm not paying to sit in this short. Longs are paying. They're paying the carry. That 1%. What is it? Not quite. Yeah, it is. We're setting at 5.25. They're setting at 4.10. Oh, it's 1.10% difference there. So the longs would be paying for this. But I guarantee you retail is buying it. Retail always tries to pick lows. Always. So yeah, that's that. Good job on the short, Wes. I love you too, Wes. Are you still bullish on Bitcoin now that it got violated? No, I mean, I'm bullish. I hold a lot of Bitcoin. Felipe, I hold a lot of Bitcoin and I want it to go up. Obviously, like any other Bitcoin hodler. Obviously, I want it to go up. But this structure is not bullish. This was the last bullish structure that we had on Bitcoin. Right here. And the only reason for that is because it made a higher high, right? This high, that high is higher. And from this low, that low is higher. So you had a higher high and a higher low. But once we traded sideways for 4 days, I was no longer bullish. And I especially was no longer bullish, looking for intraday trades based on the fact that even though we had a nice breakout day here, we still closed under support. Hence us getting short on this day. Not this day. We shorted it on this day. And we shorted it during the live stream. We shorted it based on that. My entry's actually a little lower than that because I was late. My entry's like in here. It's like 29.3 something. I'll tell you exactly what the entry is. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. All right. So my day trade entry that I just took the other day is at 26,149. That's the one that almost got stopped out last night. And then go over here to this account. And the short entry is setting at 29,393. 29,393. Based on the fact that it no longer looked constructive. When you get a higher high, higher low sequence, what you want to do is you want to see 1, maybe 2 days of pullback. And you want them to be small days. Like, you don't want to see a big wick go all the way almost up to the high and then close bearish almost to the freaking open of the breakout candle. Look how far that is. Like, you almost traded there. And then here, you did almost hit the open of that candle. That's not a bullish signal. And since it's in a downtrend, I mean, on the near term, right? I mean, look at this. This was a rejection from hell. This broke my heart. That candle broke my heart. Because everything was looking good up until then. So even though I did try to get long down in here a couple times, I got stopped out every time. I don't remember. I think it was like 2 or 3 times, but I guarantee you one thing, that short paid for those stops. Absolutely. But I didn't expect that. I expected it to come to here and then bounce. But it didn't. It broke down, and that is when your midpoint of your candle is at the support you're watching, that's literally showing you have lost support. unless the very next day you get a bullish engulfing. But we didn't get a bullish engulfing. We got that. So my near side, like now where we're currently trading, I have a bearish bias. I will have a bullish bias on the macro once we get back above the 21 simple up here. If we get back up above or at 28K, even though that would look like a fantastic place to get short, like it's got to get back up here for me to become like long-term bullish. But being a day trader, my macro view on an asset has no merit on what I'm going to do today or tomorrow. I can be absolutely 100% bullish on an asset long-term and still take short. It just depends on what the price action is doing for that day. That day only. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't violated, it hasn't broken support yet. This has to close under on a weekly basis because that's the support that we're basing this on. So even a daily close below this won't make me freak out, but I definitely want to see a bullish engulf the next day to make that close a trap. Because a lot of times you do get traps around lows. For instance, here, right? This would have been support, breakdown. So everybody shorted there. And look what happened. It broke out. Not only did it break out, the next day was an up close, which was higher than the previous day. This is what you want to see, a pullback, a day or two, and then you get your continuation. So this candle was a trap. So traps do exist. They do happen. That's why we don't get quick to like break out all bearish signals or whatever, break out, just get short based on a support break because we know traps exist. If you get downside continuation the next day, then it's probably not a trap. You're probably going to see downside continuation. But it does appear that people are indeed trying to buy down here. All right, so not everybody, but you can see your point of controls are consistently staying with pretty close to support, at least that daily support. Like that point of control is that day's support. That's where it closed, right? So you got 3 points of control sitting at this support. Do you think those are sellers or buyers? They're probably buyers, right? They're probably buyers buying at support. But it doesn't mean price is going to go up. It just doesn't. Supply and demand. If price is going to go up, then we got to see it start to go up. It'll probably trade sideways like this for 10, 15 days and then dump. Or do the opposite. Trade sideways 10, 15 days and break out. Or start moving back up. That's what I want to happen. But I have to trade the chart in front of me. And right now I am short. I'm short from up there. I'm short from right in here. I'm short Bitcoin on 2 of the 3 accounts that I have open. So that doesn't mean that those trades are going to work out. Well, this one's going to work out no matter what. I will not lose all that profit. The only way that happens is if I wake up and it's trading up here one day. That's the only way that trade gets stopped out. But this short right here might get stopped out. Like I said, it's not really done anything. It almost got stopped out this morning. Early this morning. No, it was last night at 5 o'clock exactly. I almost got stopped out at 5 o'clock yesterday evening. So it's just up though 17%. That's with 25x leverage. It's up 17%. So will I take profits now? Yeah. 17% is a decent gain. I won't gain all of the 17%. It'll actually be more like 8 once fees and everything are taken out, but I'll go ahead and set a take profit at 25,964 and we'll see what happens. Take profit in batches because I'm going to leave a small piece on. 25. Current price 972, so we'll say 950. And that'll be a 19% gain, but I'm taking 68% of the position off. So that'll leave me with 32% of the position still open. But I'll move the stop to break even. So if it does stop here and trade up to 26,149, I'll get stopped out and I'll lose that unrealized P&L, but I don't care because I captured roughly over half of it, right? That is if I get triggered. Looking at the intraday, I think I will, right? Like that's a nice bounce, but you're not getting continuation. Can it roll over and start moving up? Yeah, but we don't expect that to happen. The S&P 500 is now bearish. All right, so let's go look at that trade that I took on that short call. It still hasn't got filled. That son of a bitch. We're closing oil. Let's close oil. Let's go look at it one more time, and then we're closing that trade. Damn it, why didn't I not get filled on that? Maybe I did. I did get filled on it. It's working right here. That's why. And we'll cancel it. Unexpected error occurred. That's because I got both of them open. So let me go up here to MES. Wait, I got a /. I'm not going to sell the call now. Yeah, I have no open position here. Son of a bitch. But I would be up in profit already if I would have done it. All right, so all these losing ass trades. P&L is all the way down there. Look at Chewy. Chewy is under $50. Both of these positions are getting closed. It's just not going to go up. All right, oil first. U.S. oil, yeah, is closing that. All right, Chewy. Chewy's got earnings. But if it continues to go down, I'm going to lose more than 1%. See, this is why I don't like these strategies. I don't care if a freaking AI says to buy it or not. I just don't like buying falling knives. It's so retarded. It never works. Hardly ever does it work. And I can't even remember when we bought it. I think I bought it at least 3 or 4 days ago, so it would have been in here. We got a nice bounce there, and then yesterday did that, but today, here we are. We're moving back lower. I think I'll hold this one because earnings is coming up, and all I can lose on the trade is $200 tops. So it would be a 4% loss. But if earnings comes out and is a beat, then maybe it gets back up and I make a profit. So we'll leave Chewy open. Where's Walgreens? Walgreens is getting absolutely shellacked. There's nothing else to say about this. Every level that I wanted it to hold, it has not. Absolutely shellacked. But I'm just like you. I'll close these positions, and then tomorrow it will be a green candle all the way up to there. But the more you hold it, the more you lose. But that oil trade's got to go. I shouldn't even open that trade. So where are we here? What is this? This is Chewy. This one should go too, but damn it. I had this thing up to $500 yesterday. But I also had these losing positions open. They're just losing more. So we'll go to MNXL3, whatever. This is a macro oil futures. And we'll sell this, but we want to sell it at the midpoint, and we'll just get out of it, right? And Walgreens, should we sell this one? What are we losing on it? 36 bucks. No, that one's not. I mean, even though it's going down, it's still not within the 1% parameter of loss. See, now it moved. When it's above 50, that's when it's like I'm closing you down because it's 1% of total equity account. The total equity in the account. And this is a real account, guys. This is real. Absolutely real. It is not fake. It is not a paper account. This is real money. I'm doing this so that way you can watch it grow over time consistently. But I got to get back to doing what I was doing and no longer doing this stuff, right? No longer doing this. Because catching falling knives rarely work. If you do get a bounce, you might get a bounce on a day or something to where you can exit it. I don't think either one of these trades have even broke even since I've taken them. Don't quote me as that being 100% honest. I don't. Maybe it got close to breaking even or something, but they're both done. But I have tons of buying power. The problem is the short on the S&P 500 was too late. There goes the oil trade. I am out of that piece of garbage. Now, the oil trade was based on the yearly opening range. That's why I took it. I took it on a retest of the yearly opening range. And the fact that the 21 exponential was there, like I said, I will take that trade every single time it happens. Look, we're still testing the 50. So closing it may be premature. If it gets back above $80.54, then I might buy it, right? Might. But yeah. There's Bitcoin. SP 500 is now red on the day. Was for a second. Something happened. Some news or something happened because what do we get? What do we get? Existing home sales. It was lower. They were expecting 4.15. They got 4.07. I just got filled on the Bitcoin short. So now I'm going to move my stop to break even. Now I cannot lose money on that trade. It's done. It's a done deal. Can't lose money on that trade. So I guess the existing home sales data came out at 10 o'clock. Right here. Up, then down she goes. Close the moving averages. But yeah, that was too big of a move up too quickly. I guess. I don't know. Where's the NASDAQ? NASDAQ doing the exact same thing. We tried to short the NASDAQ when the NASDAQ was on highs. We just couldn't do it. It would have required too much buying power. However, it would be up right now. It would be up big because you've lost almost your entire daily range. Although it's not a huge daily range, it's still nice. Look at the retest of that. What is that even? It's weekly. Yeah, it's weekly. So the hourly retested that weekly to perfection. That could have been an entry. So we'll watch this for the rest of the day, and if it gets back up to 15.053, maybe I'll take a short on the futures or something, but I got to make up those losses, right? And we still got a long trading day ahead of us. U.S. banks just got another downgrade. Oh, that's why. do all the analysis, do the analysis on the US 100. This is the US 100, my friend. But I'll pull up the US 100. I don't think capital.com does have any data left. I guess they do. They closed the data on this for some reason, but it's back open. See, this is exactly the same as this. Exactly the same. The US 100 is the NASDAQ, but it's a CFD of the NASDAQ. So it's like the E-minis. It tracks the futures. Yeah, I mean, it already breached its expected move, so a pullback was expected. I tweeted about it yesterday, right here. NQ had $307 expected move this week from the open of the futures. We have already moved $261 of that expected move. Yeah, so looking for a pullback, but only to yesterday's close. That's as far as I'd look for the pullback. So all of that could have been a profitable trade. It just would have took up too much buying power. You never know when a trade is going to work out or not, but that one definitely would have worked. So yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the week also, but I was saying today could be a turning point on it. Tuesdays, usually I do look for weeklies to be hitting their highs or lows. And then that was just a beautiful, beautiful area to look for a short entry, right? Just like I was talking about silver. These are your high probable entries. Do they always work? No. But it's better to short it here than somewhere in the middle of that garbage. Why would you short it there? Right? No, short it there. You've already retested last week's open. Last week's open, look where it went. It damn near went to the previous week's open. It got front ran. And look where this traded to. Almost the last support before the breakdown. Or one would also call that demand. We use the bodies for, supply. We use the bodies for supply. Some people use the wicks. That would have been a shortable opportunity. The problem with this is it has not breached its 21 yet. This is not bearish yet. This is just a bullish pullback as of right now. All right. So we can't get uber bearish on this thing until it breaches that 21. Same goes for this. Till we get a close on the weekly under that 21. We cannot get heavily short on this. This pulled back from this support. That's all I could say. This last support here. We broke it last week. We're retesting it. So would I short right there? No, I would rather short it up here if it gets up there. So, but like today, the move is already made. It's been made. 9:30 is the open right here. Damn it. That would have been beautiful. Nice little move to the downside. Couple handles there. Would I buy this? Probably not. That 4-year does pretty amazing on the 5-minute, don't it? I mean, obviously there it broke through, but it came back. Almost retested it. Bunch of jaggedy stuff there. Breakdown. Got above it here briefly. Broke back down. Spiked way above it. That was the stop out this day and that day. Right back under it she goes. Huh. Maybe I ought to watch that a little bit more closely. All right, any more questions? All right, we got some questions. I got a short NQ 1507.725. So that's up in here. Nice job right there. 15,077 and a quarter. Nice short. Take profits as you're up a few handles there at 935. Is it better to watch E-minis versus CFD because it's actually it is the actual asset? The CFDs can have different. Oh yeah, no. Wes, if you're shorting or if you're trading futures, you watch the futures, bro. You don't watch the CFDs because this is the asset you are trading. So why look at another asset when this is the asset you're trading? Now you watch this chart. That's last week's open. That's why we were looking to short it. And yeah, always watch the asset you are trading. Now I watch Bitcoin, for instance, on Coinbase, but the Bitget platform and Coinbase are off a little bit, not a lot, right? Sometimes like Coinbase will be trading into a resistance and Bitget will be either a little above it or a little under it. But yeah, I've pulled up the Bitget chart on Bitcoin USD or USDT and it's still off. You know what I mean? Like all you gotta do is put a T here and then find the Bitget. It's gotta be in here somewhere. There it is. So right now it's saying 25996. On the futures platform, it's 25985. So it's not even the same. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, if you're trading NQs or the E-minis, you watch the NQs or the E-minis. You don't watch the CFD is what, how can I put this? The CFD is tracking this. All right. This is not tracking the CFD. This is the asset that CFD is tracking. It's tracking the futures. That's why it's, a CFD. It's you're not even allowed to trade CFDs in America. I don't know why, but it's got something to do with they're not actual fills. Like if you take a short on the US 100 because your broker allows you to trade that asset, it's a CFD. Do you realize when you get long or short, you're not actually participating in the market? Your broker is supposed to be taking that trade, but they don't because they know most traders lose money, right? So they just hold it. They don't even put your position into the actual market. You're trading like your position isn't in the market. Your position would not show up on a level 2 data. It just doesn't. It's because you're not trading an actual product. You're trading a fake product. The CFDs are supposed to be they're supposed to have liquidity providers that trade between this and the US 100, but that doesn't happen, and that's why it's not legal in the US because it costs too much money to do that. So the exchange just says, or your broker just says, hey, put the trade in at the price, and if you make money, we'll pay you. If you don't, we'll keep it, right? So trade the actual product you're looking at for sure. Nice one, Wes. Yeah. All right. Any more questions? We'll wrap this thing up. DX. Oh, I just exited the DXY. Let's Control Z it. It didn't come back. It didn't come back. So I guess that only works on indicators. It's just not doing it. Break out. Break out already. It just liquidated that high. And now it's rejecting. Hard. Should we buy this? It's a Q1 2023 close. Let's put a limit buy down here just in case the dollar does fail. I mean, we can risk 1%, right? Let's do it. We want to risk 1%. So 108 4, what's this? 440. 15 pips. We want a 1% risk. No, we don't want to sell it though. We want to buy it. All right. There we go. We'll watch that. See if that happens. That's just in case the dollar rejects, right? And this is actually a legit level to take a trade based on. It is Q1 2023's close. Let's go make sure of that, because sometimes these levels get moved. No, there it is, right there. Which could also be called Q2 open, right? But damn. You traded all the way up to there and rejected it. So, we'll see what happens. We'll buy it. I mean, it's okay if it gets stopped out. I got so many winning positions running right now. It's not funny. But the buy limit is at one spot, 08440. This is on Forex.com. The stop loss is one spot, 08290. That's a 15% stop. We are not filled in the trade. We will only be filled if we get a pullback to this level. And we're just simply risking the low of day. A little bit lower than the low of day. But I honestly believe the dollar is going to break out. But this is awful funny, right? The fact that it liquidated that high and instantaneously rejected. But people may look to buy it here or here. So we'll see if we get filled and or stopped out. But it won't happen live because I got to get off here so I can find some trades. I got to make that money back. The XY hit last week's high. Yeah, and it rejected. Just like it usually does. So we might not get filled on it. We might. But I don't like it anywhere else. That will be that'll be hourly support as well. So good spot. We might have to move it up a couple pips there because obviously that's going to change our risk to 1.04, which is still 1%. Because you need the spread to be beyond your entry to get filled. It needs to go 2.3 pips lower than your entry to fill you. All right, guys. You all have a... Oh, I forgot about it. Sorry. Natural gas. Natural gas. Since oil is getting killed now, natural gas is probably going to also. Yeah. Yeah. Is that a weekly level or just an old daily? It's just an old daily. All right, so we got to find a new support. I guess we could do that. If this doesn't look good. It doesn't have momentum. I guess it did have more momentum than that. But it rejected instantly. At least it's consolidating. I mean, that's about as good as I can say for this. It doesn't trade inverse or correlated with oil, but oil's having a bad couple days, and so is this. So maybe I think you're probably, are you the one that's already in it? If you're already in it, I don't know if you are or not, but it definitely dropped. Where is it? There it is. So you took out last this is a old weekly support. It's the lowest weekly support in this price range. So if you lose this, you're probably going down to 642, which is obviously a daily. Yeah, it's here, there. 645. If you lose 679, this would be my next area. Because there's a gap there that is not filled. That gap, that's not a gap fill. So if you lose this line, you're coming to here. But I wouldn't short it at that line. You got to short in the green days. Short in a green day, then you catch the trade. But you can short it now for sure because it's under the 50. It's lost its bullish momentum. You're no longer above the 20. I mean, you've lost everything, right? This is even about the cross, which isn't never good. I would probably look for bearish entries right around there, or last week's. Let's go check out the weekly again. You can't look for a short up there. Just the weekly open. This week's open. We'll put it there. So this is where I look to short. This would be my target. Ultimately, gap fillage. If it breaks down below this, this is where it's headed. All right. But, I mean, the asset hasn't been doing good for a long time. It got absolutely crushed. I don't know why I don't trade it. So I don't keep up with why our natural gas futures getting killed. There's the actual natural gas futures. And you can see it got annihilated. From $10 down to $2, that's over an 80% drop. So obviously something happened to affect this. It doesn't seem like the demand for natural gas would go away. But I guess the government's trying to make new policies or whatnot to make it go away. So obviously, puked. Will it ever go back up there? I have no clue. But it is cheap. But it looks like it's losing its shine, if you will. But this looks so much different than UNG. Yeah, so much different. I would probably rather trade the futures natural gas if you have the juice to do it. They're expensive. What was it? I don't even remember the ticker symbol. QG. E-mini natural gas futures. They have no options. How much is one? That's not bad. Well, it's about the same as the NASDAQ E-mini, the macro NASDAQs. It'll take a $2,000 worth of buying power just to buy one. Yeah, I wish they would put the chart with the freaking thing. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, it's going to cost you $1,896 to buy one natural gas future contract. All right. So be careful. All right. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section as I do answer all questions. Thank you guys so much for your time, as I always appreciate it. We'll see you again Thursday morning. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.